Hello, my name is Shar-Day Ali, and today I'll be presenting an analysis of Mira from the Mira case study. This presentation focuses on how family dynamics, social relationships, and community support system influence Mira's mental health, recovery, and overall well-being. I'll also explain how I would advocate for Mira as her social worker using the NASW Code of Ethics and research-based best practices. Now, to begin, I'll start by discussing Mira's family relationships and how they impact her recovery. Mira grew up in a household marked by instability, emotional abuse, and parental alcoholism. Her father's intermittent presence and emotional abuse likely contributed to chronic stress, anxiety, and low self-worth. Her mother, while deeply religious and hardworking, was emotionally unavailable due to multiple jobs and responsibilities. What's important to recognize here is that these early family dynamics can hinder Mira's recovery by reinforcing shame, emotional suppression, and difficulty trusting others. In addition, her family's cultural and religious distrust of therapy increases her stress because she feels forced to keep her mental health treatment secret. At the same time, Mira does have protective factors within her family system. She maintains close, though strained relationships with her siblings. Research shows that sibling bonds can provide emotional stability and resilience for individuals who grew up in chaotic environments, according to Wilson and Prince, 2025. With appropriate boundaries and support, these relationships could become a meaningful source of strength in Mira's recovery. Now that we've explored family dynamics, let's shift to Mira's social support network. Mira's friendships, particularly with her coworkers, have been an important source of encouragement. Her colleagues support her pursuit of a GED and previously provided consistent social interaction through lunches and weekend activities. Supportive peer relationships are closely linked to improved mental health and emotional well-being, according to Myers 2019. However, recent changes have disrupted this support. Many of Mira's coworkers now work remotely, reducing her in-person social contact. As a result, Mira increasingly relies on social media for connection. This is where we shift from support to stress. Social comparison, especially with peers who have completed college and advanced professionally, has intensified Mira's anxiety, depression, and feelings of inadequacy. Without intervention, this isolation could further hinder her recovery. What that in mind, with that in mind, I'm sorry, let's broaden the lens and, examine Mira's community environment. Mira's rural community presents both barriers and opportunities. Limited access to mental health services, nutritious food, and social engagement contributes to her stress. The environment, dominated by fast food, restaurants, and liquor stores, further complicates her physical and emotional health. Faith also plays a complex role in Mira's life. Her Pentecostal background may offer meaning, identity, and spiritual comfort. At the same time, faith communities can unintentionally stigmatize mental health struggles when emotional distress is framed as lack of faith. According to Murray, Ross, and Cannon, 2021, relationships exist on a continuum from healthy and supportive to potentially harmful, depending on whether they promote safety, empathy, and growth. When community support is culturally sensitive and accessible, It can become powerful protective factor. GED programs, telehealth therapy, community outreach, and faith-based education around mental health could all support Mira's recovery. Now let's turn to my role as Mira's social worker. As Mira's social worker, my approach would be grounded in the NASW Code of Ethics, particularly the values of service, social justice, dignity, and worth of the person and the importance of human relationships. First, I would support Mira's self-determination by honoring her goals for therapy, education, and wellness, using trauma-informed and culturally responsive practices. I would help her process childhood abuse, address anxiety and depression, and challenge negative beliefs about her self-worth. Second, I would apply research-based interventions such as cognitive behavioral therapy and mindfulness-based stress reduction to address both emotional and physical stress. Finally, I would advocate at the meso and macro levels by connecting Mira to telehealth services, nutritional assistance programs, and adult education grants, while also supporting policy efforts to expand mental health resources in rural communities. So that brings us to an important question. How can the broader community work together to support clients like Mira? Community collaboration is essential to promoting human flourishing. Three examples include first, healthcare clinics and mental health providers collaborating to offer integrated, affordable care. Second, and adult education programs and nonprofits partnering to support GED completion through tutoring, mentorship, and financial assistance. Third, faith communities, food banks, and local government working to address food insecurity and reduce mental health stigma. When these stakeholders collaborate, they address not only individual symptoms, but also the systemic barriers that affect long-term recovery. To conclude, Mira's well being is deeply influenced by her family history, social relationships, and community environment. Through ethical advocacy, evidence based practice, and strong community collaboration, social workers can empower clients like Mira to heal, grow, and thrive. Thank you.